a licensed HR professional, and an associate member of the Chartered Institute of Personnel Management of Nigeria. She has garnered wealth of experience and knowledge in all aspects of human resources function in reputable international and local consulting firms. She is particularly enthusiastic about human capital development, the labor market, labor laws, and employability skills training. She is the founder of Confirm Careers Africa, an online platform created to cater to the career success of professionals while also empowering them to land their dream jobs and reach the zenith of their respected careers. Using this platform, she has been privileged to train about 280 youths on employability skills and with 76 senior professionals on leadership skills to land C-suite positions. Ladies and gentlemen, I hereby give you Amaka Ezeh. Thank you so much, man. I'm sure you can hear me now.
Yes, I can hear you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. I want to start by thanking our esteemed Governor Uche for the great opportunity to speak to my highly esteemed brethren. I also want to thank Sister Chika and Shegu for their follow-up and providing me with all the information that I need to make this event today. Thank you very much. So we'll go straight into it. Today we're going to be talking about employability skills for the new economy. Now, we all know what happened. Before now, employment and labor expert has been talking about the future of work, how technology is going to cause the fourth industrial revolution, how people should get themselves ready with tech skills that are very relevant in their industries and all of that. There have been a lot of campaign going on the fourth industrial revolution and the future of work. But little did we know that it's going to come faster than we expected. So early this year, we heard the news of the COVID-19 in China, but we didn't take it seriously until it got to, our continent and, of course, our country. And we're now forced to stay indoors, working from home. And at some point, some employers couldn't take paying people without having any cash flow. Economic activities declined, and so many things really declined, which led to mass layoff in so many continents, not just Nigeria. So many mass layoff, people lost their jobs, and people actually accepted, people solicited salary slashes, and of course, many of us had our salary slash and all of that. So today we're going to be looking at the career insight. I mean, these are our outlines here. The career insight from COVID-19 pandemic. What have we learned? Which direction is it pointing us based on what we've experienced this couple of months? Okay, we're also going to be looking at job security. So we're going to be redefining job security for the new economy and beyond. In the wake of things, job security is no longer what it used to be. So we know what it is now. Now, today we're going to be looking at skills for the new economy post-COVID, which is almost here, and what companies are prioritizing and how you should respond. Then finally, we look at the way up. How should we be thinking? What should we be doing? What is the next point of action we should take? So, looking at career insights from the COVID-19 pandemic, I'm going to first of all talk about the sustainability of various industries. And we're going to take a cue from what happened to us in Nigeria. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. So, the sustainability of various industries. COVID-19 taught us that there are some business models that are not sustainable. and there are some industries that are not also sustainable. And when business models are not sustainable, when industries and companies are not sustainable, what happens? It leads to, you know, closure of those businesses. And when businesses close, a lot of people are out of jobs. So the key we are taking from this sustainability is, you know, going in line with our presidential broadcast on March 30th, right? The presidency declared some services open and some services essential while still on lockdown. So what does that tell you? It tells you that these industries provide basic life services that can help sustain life despite what the economy says, or despite what economic situation, pandemic, endemic, you know, crisis the country might be experiencing. So it deemed businesses like the food manufacturer and processing industries, telecom industries, the petroleum sector, and of course the hospitals, the healthcare sectors, and the companies that are producing, you know, healthcare facilities. These are companies that were deemed essential. So what the implication of this is that during the lockdown, these people were still working, and their employees were still working from home, you know, and they were still getting paid. While some companies, for the fact that they were not open, were thinking of how to, you know, redesign their business model and how to pay their employees and, you know, keep up with the basic operating costs. So what this means is that when taking a job from any business or any company, you should first of all find out or research their business models. How do they make money? How does their cash flow work? Is it sustainable? So some companies have been deemed sustainable than others from what we learned during the pandemic. Okay, so when taking job offers, you have to make sure that the company is tech-driven, is tech-enabled, and of course, you know, it provides essential services. Now, the next insight is technology, the new money. 1 minute. So technology is the new oil, and what this means is that following the crash of the oil price, we have heard the struggles of the oil company, right? And at the same time, during the pandemic, people are making millions. Like the founder of Zoom made additional millions of dollars to added additional millions of dollars to his net worth. So companies have allocated significant part of their budget to technology transformation in order to meet emerging business needs, such as remote works and business meetings via video conferencing. So what this means is that whatever company you're working for now, the sustainability of that company depends on its tech or technology enablement and the investment in technology. Also, you as a person, when designing your own business model or trying to you know, start up a business, you have to make sure that your business model aligns with your technology model. You have to make a separate strategy design for your technology, and, you know, a significant budget of the business for technology investment, and also for people strategy. So your business model must align with the tech strategy and your people strategy. So by people strategy, what I mean is, when you design your business model, you make a decision on what technology to use, the technology to enable your business. Also think about the people that will deploy this technology, the capabilities, the skills that they need to, you know, deploy those technology. So technology now is the new money, is the new oil. As we can all see, the richest men in the world, or the richest companies in the world, their businesses are on technology. Their businesses are tech-enabled and driven. Talk about the Jeff Bezos, the richest man in the world right now, the Amazon owner. Talk about Elon Musk. You know, talk about Walmart. Walmart used to basically have chains of physical stores, but now it has started online stores. To show you the new era we are is wholly tech-driven. And whatever business idea you have has to be tech-enabled. Whatever company you want to work for has to be a smart environment that, you know, invests so much in technology, or else they will be left out. And of course, when they close, you'll be left with no job. So the next one is soft skills drives productivity. Following the wake of the pandemic, right, we are all asked to work from home. And then from now, as an HR person working in an organization, we can tell the impact of our productivity these times. And this is because this is due to, you know, soft skills like communication, collaboration, initiative, and emotional intelligence. Now, some people are very good technically. They can do their job very well. But when it comes to managing people, when it comes to communicating, when it comes to teamwork, collaborating with other members of the team, using their initiative, making a decision, leading themselves, they are not there yet. And this was really, really revealed during this period when people have to work from home. From my experience, there was a meeting scheduled in my office and people were asked to come to the office for that meeting because of the importance of that meeting. So some persons didn't attend the meeting. They didn't come to, we were asked to come to the office space for the meeting. So some person didn't come to the office. And when they were asked, we were told, so I happened to work in one of the companies termed Essential. A couple of months back, I joined a telecom company. So we're still working during the pandemic, though skeletal, and most time remotely. So this meeting, we are all meant to be on site. And this person said he was not able to be on site because he was not scheduled to come to the office on that day. Now, we are now asked, okay, so you needed to be told to come to the office despite explaining the urgency and importance of this meeting. Now, the meeting could not hold because at some point my boss was like, if anybody is not physical in the meeting, then the meeting cannot hold. Because the said guy does not have a very good internet at home and always complains about, you know, power outages and all of that. So initiative comes when you, leading yourself, making a decision on yourself, even without being told by your superior. So this person knows that the power in his area is very poor. This person also knows that his network is not stable. And this person also knows the importance of this meeting and how important it is that he is on site for the meeting. This person also knows that his boss is going to be on site for this meeting. And this person gave the excuse of not being at the meeting because he is not scheduled to be on the meeting. He's scheduled to be at home, to work from home that day. Now, that meeting could not hold because my boss angrily left. So it tells a lot what soft skills can do. You know, it drives productivity a lot more than even the technical competency. Now, this person is very sound technically because, boy, he doesn't have that self-leadership. He doesn't have, you know, that teamwork and even communicating, okay, for this reason, I will not be able to make it to the office. Can I, you know, such permission? So it kind of unveils how important soft skills, this era kind of unveils how important soft skills are to productivity. Now, another insight is office is not a physical space. So the pandemic made all of us work from home, a lot of us to work from home, thereby telling us that office is not necessarily a physical space. Anywhere you can work from and still remain productive is an office space. And from all of this happening, I've learned some big fours. I know of a big four that used to occupy 2 floors in a tower. They have, you know, collapsed one of the floors and they're now using 1 floor because people are working online. Their deliverables are still met. People still turn in their deliverables even without showing up, even without seeing the faces of their bosses and all of that. So these are all the insights we gained during the pandemic. Okay, so moving on to the next slide, redefining job security for the new economy and beyond. Now, before now, we used to think that job security is about doing everything you can to keep the job, to keep same job for as long as 10 years or more till retirement. Before now, people always think, if I can just get a government job, or if I can just get any job that, I'm a permanent employee, I can be there for where I can spend like 10 years, even where I can work till I retire. That is what we used to think. And that was what job security meant to us. But now, job security has shifted its meaning. Job security now is about always being able to find new great job fast, regardless of what the economy says. Being able to get a new job as fast as you can, great job as fast as you can, that is what is job security. Okay, and what does it take to be job secure in this era and beyond? What does it take to be job secure? To secure your job post-pandemic and even beyond the pandemic. We'll get to know that in the next slide. Now, we can all attest to the fact that not everybody was laid off. So those who retained their jobs at this time, what are they doing differently? It could be that their skills are valuable to the core business and operations of the company. Now, there's a trick here about getting a job in a company. Always try to get a job in companies that your skills or your career path is in line with your core businesses. It gives you an edge when times like this surfaces, when during a recession or economic downtime or any of these black swan events like this coronavirus crisis. It gives you an edge to still be retained. And this is where job evaluation comes in. So job evaluation is evaluating jobs according to their relative worth to the other. For example, an IT company, no matter what is going on, right, will not lay off their tech team, the operations team, the network engineers, their software developers. There are certain employees that they cannot lay off because they are crucial to the delivery of the business objective. I used to work in a Big Four, and their core is audit. What really impacts or increases the bottom line? Audits, tax, right? And advisory is more or less like an add-on. So, what really impacts their bottom line, right? So when paying in salary negotiation or according to the salary band, definitely the guy in audit or the guy in tax earns more than the guy in other departments, say CSD, admin or HR, for example. Definitely is going to earn, the guys in audit and the guys in tax definitely are going to earn more. And during a pandemic or any black swan event like the coronavirus, there is no how they are going to lay off the audit and tax people. Like, they cannot lay them off because these activities are very crucial to their business. And apart from that, audit and tax is a statutory activity that every company must do. So it's really crucial. So what I'm saying in essence is that whatever industry, before you take on a job, analyze the industry very well. The sustainability, the business model, and your profession, your how do I put it? Yeah, your profession, where does it stand in that company? Okay, so that's that for that. Then the next one is over the years, they have proven themselves valuable through consistent. Those ones that still retain their job up to date, they have proven level of consistency in their performance. So this is also what you have to strive for. Whatever opportunity you're given, you have to do all you can, because a day will come when a decision will have to be made for you to stay. When a decision has to be made between you and another person, should we keep her or should we keep A or keep B? When the decision comes, what will speak for you is your performance, your consistency in delivering value to the entity. Then the reason Another reason is the company provide essential services. Of course, most companies like the food manufacturing, the telecom, and some of that, essential services that are very, very vital to sustainability of life. More or less, what they did this period was do a pay cut, right? To actually keep up with the operating cost, because no matter how sustainable the business is, most people's purchasing power has declined because they lost their job, or because, of course, the economic activity has declined. So for the fact that people's purchasing power has declined, the ability to purchase certain services or products has also declined. So these people, what they did this period is, rather than lay off, they slashed salaries. Okay, so moving on to the next slide. Sorry, trying to see what's going on here. Okay, so still on redefining job security for the new economy and beyond. Talking about job security, if you don't have the tools to find a new awesome job fast, or retain your job for as long as you want, your job is not secure. So like I said earlier, it's no longer being in a company for 10 years or forever. No, that's not what job security means. Because at the end of the day, if the economy experiences a black swan event like Corona, they are definitely going to lay off, irrespective of how you've been in that company, especially when you're there and you're not delivering significant and conspicuous value. You're going to be affected. So it's not about staying in a job for forever. It's about getting a good job fast. And how can you do that? Now we have two dimensions here: the job loss and the job security. So what causes job loss actually? In the wake of the new economy, what can cause job loss is complacency and what I call the comfort zone effect. You are in a company, your boss is a nice person, the environment poses little or no challenge to you, then you feel so comfortable, you feel you've arrived, you feel this is the bus stop to retirement. You just lay down your guards and you're just there taking salaries, no challenge, no side hustle. You're just enjoying the time. When events like this happened, it might take you by surprise. So you have to always have a plan. The second point is absence of career plan or vision. Whatever you are, however good that company is, or the company culture, or the environment is, you have to have a plan for yourself. The HR might not necessarily have a plan for you, but you have to have a plan for yourself. And if you are in that company where the HR does not have a career path for you, you don't know the level you're going to be in the next 2-3 years, it means you have to start making your own plans. You don't leave your career plans or your future in the hands of a person. Even taking a job, during your interview, you should ask, what are the cadres? Like this stage that I'm coming in now, what is the next stage and what does it take to get there? This is the question you ask as a person with a clear vision. Your career is your own business and you have to treat it as one, right? So if your company does not know where you'll be promoted in the next 2 years, you have to do that yourself. So is it that the company does it, or you find an opportunity that can give you that can help you fulfill such a vision? All right. Then the next point is lack of requisite skills for the economy, which we are still going to discuss. So for job security, for you to have your job secured, you have to have the requisite education, the knowledge, the skills, both tech skills and the non-tech skills, and the ability for your profession. You have to have all the skills, especially the tech skills, because now businesses are moving on to technology, and the people that are looking for, in spite of your professional skills, they need you to also have those skills that can enable you drive the system, the technology that can help you fit into the system, so you can be able to drive the process irrespective of your professional expertise. The next point to have your job secure is global relevance of your KSAs. So what I mean by global relevance is, in Nigeria, you can be known as a subject matter expert, but in America, which is the country we always benchmark, most economies benchmark, in America, can you also be recognized as a subject matter expert? If you cannot be recognized in those first world countries, as a subject matter expert, as you are in your home country, it means you haven't really attained that stage of global relevance. And this pretty much falls into the principle of a universal appeal. So what that means is that whatever skills you are gathering here, right? Whatever education, professional courses you're getting here, when you travel abroad, especially for those of us that have plans to relocate or stay in another country, work from another country, if you travel abroad, can you get a job with that certification? Or can you get a job with your education? Can you get a job with that skill you're currently acquiring? Like, is it globally relevant? So the principle of universal appeal states that when taken from our well-established place of comfort and presence to a new, unmarked and unknown territory, we should be able to almost immediately win and warm our way into the hearts and minds of those who we interact with without fear, favor, or arrogance. That is what it means, is being successful irrespective of the climate you find yourself. Can you be successful, or can you retain such whatever status you have now, irrespective of any climate or any country you find yourself? That is what it means. So when next you're taking a professional course or taking a self-improvement program, how relevant is it globally, especially if you have plans to relocate? Okay, so moving on to the next point, being performance driven. So whatever job you have now, please do well to prove yourself. Be consistent. Do all you need to do and go do the extra as well. So before taking a job, or when a task is assigned to you, make sure you understand the key performance indicators of that job and the critical success factor for every project assigned to you. Ask to your boss or ask whomever you're working with. So what does success mean on this project? So what are the KPIs on this project? Now, when you have all of this, you have a clear direction of what you're working on. And by doing this consistently in every project you are on or in every task you are assigned to, definitely you'll be a very high performer. Now, the next point is empower yourself. Invest in learning emerging trends in your skills. Now, the point here is agility. Now, we didn't anticipate this. It is quite unprecedented. Everything just took a new turn within a couple of few months. Nobody expected it. So you also have to start now planning for the next revolution or for the next unprecedented event like this. By what? Securing your future, preparing, equipping yourself with the skills, especially technical. I know you're very badass accountant, you're very badass HR person, you're very badass, tech person. But if you're not learning the new AI, artificial intelligence skill, or the new coding language, emerging ones, you are not empowering yourself. You are not doing well for yourself, because if you're not learning the next data package that will help you as an accountant or a finance person to properly do your financial analysis and all of that, you are not doing well for yourself. You are not empowering yourself. And when events like this comes, it takes you by surprise. So you empower yourself. Look at your industry. Where is it heading to now? What are the necessary skills you need to get? Empower yourself with those skills. And there are a lot of free resources online. There are a lot of free platforms that offer free courses that you can leverage on the edX, the Coursera, the Udemy, and similar platforms like that. Then always stay active. I'm very, very particular about relationship, and not just relationship, strategic relationship with people, with relevant people, or people that have really, really, attained some certain level of relevance in your industry. You need to align with these people. You need to be in the network of these people. These people need to know you, because events like this, they are the people you talk to, telling them what you're facing, how you want to move to another industry, how you are left without a job. And they, being that they've attained that level of relevance and trust in their own network, can help you talk to people in their network. And in my years in recruitment, right, the surest way of getting a job, is through referrals. And most companies have that referral program when they need people inside to refer people to them. They even give commissions, right, if you refer people that are really good. So now when you do not build your network, you limit yourself from these opportunities, because you do, I mean, for example, when you have someone in a company, there are actually companies that I've interviewed in that the jobs were not posted online. There were no adverts, but these companies are very reputable companies and are doing well, but there are no job ads. But it was simply because somebody I know knows somebody in that company. I was referred and I was called for that interview. I've also experienced had experience where I applied for a job. I wasn't invited for the interview. Then after a couple of months, somebody that works in that company reached out to me on LinkedIn and said, "I think you'd be very good for this position in my company. They've been trying to fill this position for some time now, and they haven't filled it. Are you interested?" And I was like, "I applied for the position, but they didn't call me." And he sent me a referral link to apply. My brethren, it didn't take, within a couple of days, say 3 days or even less, I was sent a mail from the company requesting my availability for an interview. This is a company that I applied to and they didn't call me. But because somebody referred me from their company, they called me. So what I'm trying to say is build a relevant network, leverage LinkedIn. It works, and I can testify to that. It works. Connect with people that have attained some level of relevance in the industry. It's as simple as commenting on their posts, saying something about it, whatever event they're having, showing up and trying to establish a relationship with them. Sending them a very, message that aim at helping them do one or two things, not asking, helping, right? Because sometimes we miss it when we bug them with a lot of requests, because you get a lot of that. So when you can come in differently by actually trying to help, maybe with an article or with a graphic design with this picture and a quote or something, just trying to make sure that the person kind of, recognizes you and, connects with you. Then the next point there is build quality professional, which I think I have just talked about. And the last one says, by all means, have a side hustle. So one of the ways of securing your job or being financially independent is having a side hustle. Incidences like this or events like this, you will be taken by surprise, but it wouldn't be, the impact will not be that severe because you have something to fall back on. So moving over to the next slide. Okay, trying to. Okay, I'm trying to move over to the next slide, but seems it's not working. Hi, bro, Shagun.
You can use
Hello, everyone.
You can use the arrow on the keyboard.
Yes, I've been doing that, bro. Been doing that. For some reason, I think my laptop is hanging.
Press down the Alt button and press Tab.
What do you say?
hold down the Alt button and press Tab.
Okay. Star.
Tab.
Tab.
Hold down
Okay.
Alt button, then press Tab. Or press the window key. Okay.
Okay.
Right.
Okay, so the next slide, we're going to be talking about the new skills for the economy. Now, these are the hard skills. The digital and coding skill, without that, you know that you need to be tech savvy. If you need to know how to operate these digital devices, because irrespective of how good you are with your, your profession or with your career, irrespective of the skill you've gathered in your career, but you need to still add these technical skills. You need to know how to work on some platforms. For example, there is a company that I know that before they can hire you, you must be from a related industry. And the reason is because they use the same technology. They use SAP. So it's a SAP ERP. So they need someone that they don't need to come in and then they'll be teaching you how to, navigate the platform. So they need if they're job hunting from a particular company because they use the same technology. Also banks as well. They like to hire people from some certain banks, like first tier banks, because they use certain technology and they feel that you being in that company and in that position, you should be able to come in and hit the ground running because you are used to the technology, you use same technology. So you have to be tech savvy. Also, how to design and build tech products. That's digital and coding skill. And digital marketing skills, not all about opening the social media platform on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and the rest. It's about learning how social media algorithm works. Because if you know how it works, you can be able to drive traffic to the pages you're managing. Knowing how the search engine optimization works, and how to incorporate it in your web designs, web traffic, know all the algorithms, how it works, and how you can help a company really grow their Instagram and their LinkedIn, the Facebook pages. Because right now, every company is moving on to these platforms. Because now, the pandemic has taught us that office is no longer a physical space, that the shop is no longer a physical space. Shops are online. Everybody is going online. So having these skills is a great deal right now. And not just being able to create those pages or being able to post on those, but being able to drive engagement and traffic, drive customers to those pages. That is what companies will be looking at for now. Then the next one is data analytics. Being able to analyze, there's going to be a lot of data, and most businesses are going to be hinged on making data-driven decisions. And for them to make those decisions, the raw data has to be mined, cleaned up, and analyzed. And there are tools that can actually help you do this. Now, analyzing big data, you can learn about Python. I think Python is one of the simplest coding languages you can learn. I know from some of us that do not have IT background, if you really pay attention, like if you really determined to get it, you will get it. And if you're very good at Excel, you know what I'm talking about. That Python, though I know it's very technical, right? It's technical. I would say technical, very technical, because it's one of the basic languages you can learn in one of the coding languages you can learn. So you can take on that. Just your determination will help. You can learn Python with your determination, and you can actually do this with YouTube and so many other materials, free materials online. It's just your determination and dedication to learning it. Learn how to use Python, learn how to use Microsoft Power BI. Is another very awesome platforms, software you can use to analyze huge data. And then Excel pivot tables, very simple. It is your determination. go to YouTube, you'll be amazed the kind of resources you will find on all of this topic that can help you be able to analyze data. Now, you don't say data analysis, not for IT guys. No, it's not for IT guys. In your own field, as a finance person or an engineer, you can analyze. There are data in every profession, and your ability to analyze those data, right, will set you apart from your counterparts. The next one is content development, video editing, copywriting. These are skills you need to learn. If you're very interested in digital marketing, content development, you need to get this skill. You need to be, acquire these skills. Copywriting, technical writing, anything writing, because people want their brand, both personal and business brand, out there, and they need it to be well represented. So the way you craft your messages through videos, through animation, your brand apart. And if you can do this for companies to be well paid, even without being in an office space, you can be working remotely for several companies and you make very good money. And the other one is data interpretation. Now, data is one thing to analyze data, mine data, clean them up, analyze them. And the other thing is to interpret this data so that the business executive can actually use it or make informed decision with the data. So interpret data and tell the story behind it. It's help a business executive to make informed decision. Tell the story in ways that it evokes emotions, right? If you want to become a data artist, is really very simple, right? Learn these tools, the data analytics tools, and then learn how to tell a story that evokes emotion. Then the next one is cybersecurity. The protection of internet-connected systems such as hardware, software, everything is going on cloud, everything is tech-driven, everybody is saving a lot of company information, very confidential and vital information on cloud, on IT, so many IT infrastructure. So it's very crucial that this information are well secured, that are not being compromised by internet fraudsters or other cyber threats, right? But as we all know that these days the internet fraud has taken a new turn. They are one of the, I don't know how they do it, but I see them as very smart people, right? So if you know how, if you can, acquire the skills, it will help companies, minimize, not even minimize, prevent cyber attacks and cyber security. This is very, very crucial to companies. This is what companies need. They need people that are very, very good in this. Then the phishing concept is a concept both the cyber fraudsters use these days. I don't know if you read or heard about the story, the Invictus guy story, the scam story about the owner of Invictus guy, Invictus group last year. It was this phishing, it was through phishing that he was able to siphon millions of dollars from a company. So this is a very, very serious thing that most companies are very concerned about. And phishing is about sending purported mail, impersonating somebody from a reputable company, impersonating somebody from a personality from a reputable company just for the, to loot money or to defraud them. So that very, that right? So the next skill is a graphic design skill. Everybody's going online. So your ability to actually capture your engagement in an artistic, visual way using photos, illustrations, animations is going to sell. The skill is going to sell. And this kind of a skill, you don't even need to work for anybody. You can just be on your own, get so many contracts, work remotely for both local and international companies. So moving on to the next slide, soft skills. And I have a weighing scale here, soft skills and hard skills. The wake of the pandemic revealed to us that soft skills weigh more than the hard skills. Hard skills are very important. They are very, very important. But soft skills, the character, the attitude of people towards work can either increase or make productivity decline. So the soft skills companies are looking at for now agility. You'll being able to look into 10 years' time and see what your industry will look like. And instead of waiting till that time comes, you start making preparations, right? Then the next one is leadership, ability to lead yourself first. Those working remotely, ability to wake up the normal time, even the your ability self-leadership. In fact, this leadership complain about our president not coming out to address the nation, at least if not for anything, encourage us, tell us that there is light at the end of this tunnel, that we are going to come out better. Just words of motivation and encouragement. We were all complaining then that our president didn't do any of such. Meanwhile, a lot of presidents from other countries, they were doing this on a daily basis, trying to, keep the morals high. The truth is they can't do anything about the pandemic. It's above everybody. But your ability to lead the people also lies in, encouraging them, being optimistic about situation, even when it's clearly telling you that this is going to last for a very long time. But you're encouraging people not to lose hope and not just, giving them the morale. Leadership is very, very, especially for people aiming for C-suite position or in some kind of leadership capacity, ability to be empathetic, your ability to encourage people, your ability to be optimistic, even in stormy weathers, is very key. Is very, very key. And in the wake of things, companies have come to realize all of these skills, they weigh more than the technical skill. Being humane, putting yourself in people's shoes, being emotionally intelligent, thinking what it is this person is going through that have made the person to react the way he reacted. She or he must have been going through. He's not normally like this, but him reacting this way means that something might have gone wrong. And then you take a step back and come back to the person and say, what happened? Why did you act the way you act? Why did you not show up for the meeting? Why are you missing meeting? Why did you not get the deliverable? Getting to know what happened, the reason for the actions, and adaptability and flexibility. This time, most people were thrown off balance because this is unprecedented. Nobody expected, even last year in December, nobody expected that we were going to be indoors for 2 months, doing little or nothing. So your ability to shift your mindset, right, to adapt to any condition, economic condition, physical condition you find yourself is very, very key. Being able to take on, being flexible to take on new direction. Because of the pandemic, so many companies called down their budgets and so many redesigned their model. You being able to shift your mindset from the old business model to the new business model at almost immediately is what we are talking about, right? Being able to adapt and flexible with all decisions that the management is making to keep up with operation is very key. Then integrity, working from home does not mean that you are off work. It means that you are not being in that your office is now at home. So you doing the right thing at the right time, telling the truth, whatever it is you need to, deliver to your boss, deliver it when as and when due. The critical thinking, you've been able to, these are collaboration, teamwork. We are working from home, so communication is very, very, very key. Collaboration, that is a really, really vital skill that drives productivity. And no matter how good you are technically, without these skills, productivity is going to drop. Okay, moving on to the next slide. Okay, so I'm finding it difficult to navigate again.
You can bring up the Windows key again.
Oh, thank you. Okay, so I have a very short clip here. So what companies are prioritizing and how you should respond.
Wait a minute. Are you telling me you're just hearing about the One Bank app by Sterling? Well, let me catch you up before you get canceled. We are talking about instant account opening, no paperwork required, and no waiting in line to hear customer service officers say, please wait your turn, ma. And check this. I don't have to go to the bank to get a physical debit card because I created a virtual one to help with all my online purchases. I can see I have piqued your interest. That's more. I can apply for and get an instant loan on my One Bank app via Spectre. I can also get up-to-date news on what's going on around me. What are you waiting for? Head over to your app store right now and get the One Bank app this minute. Do it now. Register. Open an account.
Okay, so this is not any form of advert. I just want to pick some lessons from the ad. So look at what banks are thinking of now. We're using banks as case study. A lot of banks are talking about closure of their physical spaces. And you know what that means? It means that a lot of people are going to be without a job. So they're investing heavily on technology. Imagine, one of the things that surprised me here is the ATM aspect, that you do not even need should I call it a hard copy ATM card. You can actually get a virtual one and you use it with the app. So there is no need actually for you to be in the bank. So a lot of them, what they're thinking of now is collapsing a lot of their branches in so many states. Having one, just few of the physical branches where you can come in when is absolutely necessary for you to, because the way they are planning it, it seems you don't even need to be in the bank to do anything. So everything is now tech-based. Also, they want to reduce the operating costs. And how do they want to do it? Employee churn. Of course, from collapse of physical spaces, a lot of people will be out of a job, and they're cutting costs to them. They're cutting costs, but people earnings are going to suffer. People's livelihood are going to suffer. But this is what it is, and it's what we have to accept, right? And instead of thinking about it too much, we should just re-strategize. Our career is our business, is our brand. We need to re-strategize ourselves. You do not wait. Your career is not in the hands of any man or any company. You need to have a plan for yourself. If you see that the own plan is not coming through, you deploy your own plan. Okay, so the next slide, we are still talking about what they are prioritizing.
Wait a minute.
Okay. So business as usual is not an option. The biggest limitation is no longer the technology and what it can do, but the imagination of those who must deploy it. And we are the people that will deploy it. fine, technology is taking over, but we humans are going to be the ones deploying, and that is why it's very, very important. Those soft skills that we mentioned earlier, it is important because what the technology lacks is the human aspect, the human intelligence, ability to connect with people, relationship management, ability to the emotional intelligence. Actually, these are what technology lacks. And if any company is going to be hiring somebody to operate the technology or to facilitate the operation of the technology, this person must have all of those soft skills. Now, they're thinking of how to reshape the workforce digitally driven. So it means that taking us back to the skills that we have mentioned so far, you have to be digitally driven. Know how to operate most softwares, most technology that are very critical in your industry. Know how to operate them, know how to navigate the platforms and all of that. So they're also thinking of how our workforce remain productive whilst working from home. So how can they remain productive? So you as a person or as an employee of a company, you should also think of how should I remain productive. And remaining productive is as simple as doing the same thing you were doing when you were working. I mean, now you no longer have to be on the roads, right? So it's expected that you turn in your deliverables when you're supposed to turn it in. You're supposed to prove more productive now than you used to, because when a decision, if a decision is about to be made about whom to be laid off, they're going to base it on performance and productivity. Then the next one is, what are the critical, I don't know if you can see my cursor. What are the critical skills that our business needs to drive competitive advantage? So most companies are doing skill reassessment. They are merging, they are creating new business units and they're merging existing ones due to the emerging business needs. So some business units are now, due to the similarities or what they can do together when aligned. So most companies are, merging businesses and then reassessing skills that are very valuable to driving the objective of those business units. Then what culture do we need to be successful? So culture now is no longer, most office spaces are now going to be online. So what are they thinking of the culture they need to adopt, or they need to adopt that can make the employees to still be productive while working at home, to still, remain as productive as they were when they were still working from the office. So these are all of the things that the companies are thinking. And I think you should also be thinking in this direction. So how should I match up to all of these expectations? They are thinking of lean structure with key business units and position. So you see a lot of companies, what they want to do in order to reduce operating costs, they could assort some of their non-core activities, maybe customer service, security, which most of them have been doing, And there is this video I watched online. So it's an automated gate pass or something. I don't know how to put it. So when I'm sure most of us might have seen it. So this post does not need any security. Even the temperature scanning thing does not need any security person to be there to scan your temperature. You just come in. Once the sensor notices that someone is close by, it scans your temperature, gets your temperature details, and then opens the barrier, and then you move it into the office space. So a lot of this, so most of us that's in this category or have this career path, or that's our job, we have to start thinking differently. So what should we do differently? Should I get a side hustle or a business? With all my experiences, what can I do differently? Because a lot of them are going to be operating a lean structure with just key business units. Of course, a lot of them are going to change their business models, their strategies. So you also have to start changing your own business model and strategy. And your business model and strategy here is your career path and your career growth. They're also thinking about the return on investment per employee. So, and it's going to be strictly based on performance. Irrespective of where you're working from, your performance should not drop. Like I have been reiterating. All right, moving on to the next slide. So this slide, I got a question from Shegun. One of the attendees asked a question of how a basic guide to recruitment as a business owner, because I'm aware that some of us in this session are business owners, we are employers, you know. So a question like that came that as a business owner, as an employer, what are the key recruitment guide I can give, and then HRO, how to manage the HRO operations of a business. Now, what I can say for recruitment, right, not necessarily what the person studied, you look at the person's attitude. Those soft skills I mentioned are very key. Now, that does not mean you will neglect the technical aspect of the job. I mean, the technical aspect of the job, no, that is not to be ignored. Remember the weighing we did in the previous slide, the soft skill weights and the tech skill, the hard skill weighting. The hard skill is extremely important, very important. But the soft skill is another thing that is very, very important, because a person could have the hard skill, but does not have that attitude or the soft skill to actually drive the tech skills or the hard skill. It's going to be very difficult for the person to be a performer, the person to perform very well. So what you should be looking at the can-do spirit. Does the person have that spirit of nothing is impossible, that he or she can do anything, you know, can surmount any challenge? That is a kind of attitude. Then proven result on similar job role and project. What have the person done in time past? What are the results? Not just what has the person done. What are the results? What are the achievements? What have the person done, achieved in the previous project or previous job role that the person has, you know, occupied? Then tech savvy, because the thing is, your business have to be tech driven. Like it has to be tech driven. It has to be online. Even though you have a physical company, a physical space, you have to have a very strong online presence, and your people have to know how to operate those basic technology that you need to sell or you need to deploy your business. Yes. Then the next one is buys into the vision of the business. So you have to interview the person and make sure that your kind of business or line of business, maybe fashion business, food business, that this person has a special interest in food or has a special interest in fashion. Just drill the person to understand the person's kind of business, what the person wants to do in the long run. So when the person quits working for you, what does the person want to venture in? Then you can capture the person's interest and know that this person is someone that can actually come into your fashion business, for example, and, you know, hit it running because he is specially interested in fashion, or the person is interested in writing. A person is interested in IT, video editing, you know, capturing the moment, photography. The person is interested in that business or similar businesses. It is very easy for the person to buy into your vision if the person has a special interest in that line of business. Then the person is solution focused rather than problem. You know, some persons, when you tell them a story or something you want to do, they'll first of all analyze the problem before analyzing the solution. So that's not the kind of person you want in your business. You want the person that has that can-do spirit. The person sees the possibility first before even attempting to say, well, we might encounter this challenge, but regardless, this is doable. That's kind of the person you should be looking out for, irrespective of what the person studied in school. Now, for the HR operations bit, there are a lot of software out there that can actually help you integrate all HR operations, the leave, administration, payroll, performance management, the ATS or the recruitment portal. There's actually a software that integrates all of these aspects of the human resource function. Then when you install this, some of the companies actually train you on how to use it, and you can even if you are not the one to deploy, you need to get trained on it, and you need to get someone that can deploy the software or train your people to know how to deploy the software, or getting somebody that cannot deploy the software but can actually deliver on all HR operations. Yeah, so you can hire an in-house HR professional to administer all your HR operations using the software or without the software, or you can install it, get trained on how to deploy it, or get a smart member of your team to get trained on how to deploy it, and you're good. It might not, I'll place a caveat there, it might not be as, how do I put it, professional or, professional or, expertly done like professionals, especially when you're training in-house person, or maybe you're just deploying yourself. But for the meantime, you can get it or getting somebody that can actually deploy it for you. Or you can outsource the HR operation to HR consultants who specialize on employee lifecycle management. So a lot of companies actually do that now, at a very reasonable price. You can actually outsource your HR operation. So that's that for the business owners and employers. Now the next, so the way up is to get creative and embrace the learning culture. I'm sure a lot of us might have been having difficulties maybe with finances due to the slash of salary or the layoff, but you can actually do it. You just need to pick up yourself, think of what you can do. And I have here some business ideas and how you can actually get it started. Now, there's a quote here by Elon Musk. He is one of my biggest inspirations, and the reason is because he's an advocate of being successful even without getting a degree. He has a degree, he's very well learned, but he believes he recruits, his own recruitment strategy does not include you going to Harvard or going to having a diploma or whatever. Can you do it? Do you show the attitude that you can do this job? Do you have the basic, skills, to do the job? You do not need to have masters, BSc. That is one of the reasons I actually follow him. So he said you do not need a college degree. It's self-taught, meaning I don't have aerospace degree. I've read a lot of books and talked to a lot of smart people and have a great team. He's the founder of electronic jets, yeah? And he does not have an aerospace degree. He read all of this and he interacts with smart people. He's in a network of smart people, and he hires smart people. So what I'm trying to say here is that you do not need a degree, or you do not really need like a paid job to make it in life. No. It's just for you to pick up yourself, re-strategize. What is it you have interest in? What is it you have interest in? You can set up a business in that line. You have had a couple of years of experience in that company, in an oil and gas, logistics, travel agency. You have gathered a lot of experience. So what are you waiting for? You can set up your own business. You can set up your own, company. So business ideas can be from your skills and your talents. It can be from your work experience in same industries. From all the experience you've gathered, go and register your company. Create your company page on LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook. Name them. Get on board there and establish a strong online presence. Your customers are no longer in the physical space. All of them are online. So you can be in the comfort of your home and make a lot of money. So new ideas on improving, it can be an existing business, but you feel there's a loose end in that business. The people handling that business, they have terrible customer service, or they do not do it very well. You can improve on that business and state your value proposition clear to draw a large chunk of the market share. It can be increase in demand. There's increase in demand in product and services, but just a few people render such products. You can start off. Take for example this period, sanitizer, face mask, right? I mean, nobody woke up December last year and says, I'm going to set up a business that has be solely on distribution, making a distribution of sanitizer or making a distribution of nose of face mask. No, nobody thought about it last December, but now there's a business for it. So you can start up, you can make these things, look at your immediate environment, what is it that is absent, what is it that they need, but they do not have anybody providing it for them. You can start up that as a business for now, okay? And as you go on, even if you're starting it, spending where you get another job, or studying, doing it for the passion of doing it, or to stabilizing it, it's a very good thing. And there's another thing that I heard, I don't know how credible, Forex. A lot of people some people that I know now that are out of job kind of talk to me about Forex, coming to do Forex. And from some of the lectures that I've attended, it seems like something credible for some platform. So you can also think in that direction, right? Just anything, get creative, embrace learning culture. If you want to go back to the corporate world, what are the skills that you need? Those skills that I mentioned are very, very vital.
Thank you very much, ma'am.
Okay, since my time is up, right?
Yes.
Okay, so I'll just round up. So a lot of businesses started up during the recession, right? Uber, WhatsApp, General Electric, IBM, like all of them started during some of them started last recession, and like General Electric a long time ago, right? So during recessions like this, okay, I don't have a lot of time. I'll just go. That's okay. So let me just conclude with this. So a recent study, 2020 pandemic share of wages. So a lot of people, for some countries, it's only 17% of them that's going to be on paid job. For us, 34%. So, but now it's not. The virus has further disrupted markets through measures like travel bans and restricted economy. So, locally made stuff will actually sell this period because the logistic industry, except if it's so very essential, that is where they will not encounter a hitch to, importing stuff. But if it's not that essential, they may encounter such hitches. So it's time for you to get creative and start, producing stuffs that are in need in your immediate environment. So I think that's all for the session. Thank you, everyone, for listening. Thank you, Shegun. And thank you, Governor Uche, for the opportunity.
Chairman, over to you. Your mic is muted.
Thank you so much, Mr. Amaka. This has been very awesome. But I said, do you have any comments or questions?
I think we have 2 comments.
Okay.
And of course, anyone that has questions can raise their hand. We can take that now, or post the question. So I have Brother Charles. Maybe I should take him now.
Okay.
Brother Charles.
Yes, sir. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Sister Amaka. Thank you so much for the training. I really, really enjoyed it. It's a good eye opener. One question I have. My first question is this. You said that the new job security is about the ability to change your job fast. How fast you can change your job. But I find out that in most interviews that I go, especially if you change your job from like a year ago or so, they are always bothered about you changing a job again. Let me understand what I'm saying. They are bothered at why are you changing your job so soon again? And in most times you find it happening in almost all interviews that you ever attend, especially when especially when you've just been in job for like a year or a year and a half. Despite the fact that they actually need your services, but they still keep on asking and asking and asking. Why is that? That's what I want to understand. I want to know that. Then, in the aspect of making your employees, or will I say communicating with your employees in this pandemic issue and making them more productive, what, apart from said communication, I agree with that, but people are also liable to give you false information. So how else could you make your employees function even better, other than just getting information from them and setting timelines? Because I think for me, it's very easy for somebody to come up and give you an information that is not correct as my input for last week. And as a manager, I take that as my input, and only for me to find out that the person actually did not do what he said he was to do. How do I control that?
Okay,
That's my two questions.
Yeah, so I understand the first question, but the second question, you want to find out how to better communicate with your team. Maybe you can just help me with.
Yeah, as in what I'm saying is, can you just give me like a simple thing to do other than just holding a meeting and finding out if deliverables were done? Because it's easy for somebody to come to my meeting and say, I have done this, especially when I'm offline and I cannot see you. I've done that, and I've actually not done anything to that cause. Is there any other way that I can do to better check my teammates and their deliverables other than just a meeting and communicating with them?
Okay.
Is it clear?
Okay. I think let me start from your second question. So as per communication, it's a very good thing that you hold regular, and I will add that the meeting should not be in as much as it's very good to talk about your deliverables, work-related issue. You may want to also make it more relaxed by talking about, maybe asking about how they're faring, any challenge, and all of that. There are knowing when that if that deliverables were turning or not. I believe this when they send you deliverables via mail, right?
So I think that question is based on the working remotely scenario that is probably going on currently. So there's a meeting, you're connected remotely, and they're giving feedback. So you want to know how you're able to check and be sure that yes, those things are done, or how to, or if there's any other way than the meeting to be able to work better with the team and have those feedbacks than somebody coming on the meeting. So somebody could log into the meeting and say, I've done A, B, C, D. Meanwhile, the person is here to do those things.
Okay, so for me, I think maybe because of the way I work, the way we work in my own team, you do not tell me verbally that you have done something. I said the thing is in progress. We are still working on it, and you're going to turn it in maybe by COB or tomorrow morning by so time. So if somebody tells you that he has done something, I'm sure the person might have sent it to you or deliver it. I mean, whatever means to show that the task has been completed. For me, from my own experience, if I'm done with tasks, I send it to my boss, and my boss reviews. If there is any correction to be made, then he tells me, so this, look at this and this and this is what I want you to do next. Change this, change that. Or okay, this is perfect. I think I can do with this. You know, that's communication. So the communication I'm talking about here is letting your teammates know what is happening at any given time. Since you are the manager, I'm sure you are in more working relationship with you know, your HOD or the head of your department or the next senior person. So the next line of action or the next line of project that is oncoming or something, you heard it, your boss had briefed you about it, you can go ahead and tell your team and say, guys, so we are planning on doing this so time. I want you guys to get this ready. I want you guys to do this. I want you guys to do that. Just, you know, pre-informing them beforehand. I think communication I mean here is basically updating, staying in touch with them. How are they faring? How are they doing? And then making sure they are working. And to confirm that they are working is for them to turn in their deliverables when they should. And it should be time bound. You give a task to someone and you tell the person, I need this by 10 a.m. tomorrow, 12 p.m. tomorrow. You know, when the person turns it in is when the person delivers it. It means that the person has completed the task. If the person is merely telling you verbally that he has done something, I'm not sure that works for me. And for my team, from my experience, it doesn't work. It is merely that the thing is still in progress. But if I have received it as your boss and I've reviewed it and I'm fine, then you are done. Your work is done. But if I'm not fine, you still have some job to do. And I will have to call you or send a mail. Please, I would like you to add this, add that, change this, change that, do it this way or do it that way. I prefer it this one, this way. You know, and that is the communication me actually mean. So I think talk more with them, know what they are, how they are faring, what they're currently working on, when they are turning in their deliverables, any updates in the department, let them know, prepare them against the next task, and general information that they need to know.
I think we should take more questions because we have a lot of questions and we have like 3 minutes left. So we need to take more questions. Thank you so much, Sister Amaka. Chairman, can you take the questions you have and the comments?
Okay, can I answer the job security question? I'll be very brief.
Okay.
Okay, but the job security question. So job security, being able to find a job as fast as you can when you want it. So it doesn't necessarily mean that when you stay 1 year in a place, you run out and go for another job. Especially when you are is in sync with your career plan. If it's in sync, you are fine. But if it's not in sync, I can tell you, I'm not proud of it, but I mean, this situation warranted it. Most of my jobs, I've not stayed more than 2 years. In my last job, I stayed 1 year plus some months. In my new job, during the interview, they asked me and I gave them reasons why I want to leave. And they bought into my reason. All depends on how you present it. If any company's career plan for you is not in sync with your own career plan, I'm not sure I want to stay. That is the truth. From one company to the other, no. Career plan. Talk with your HR when you notice that their plan for you is not, their plan for yourself is not in sync with your own plan. Tell them. if they're still not doing what you are your own manager of your own brand. And I mean,
okay, so sorry, I'll be cutting you short, just to let us, have the opportunity to take more questions.
okay.
Okay, I have a comment on the question. Chairman, your mic is on mute. If I can hear you, I'll hand over to you. Okay, so but I have a quick comment on the question. Sachika is saying, based on the same question about just asked, that putting short and medium term timelines or success notification way before the deadline, that is, to achieve target C, you would have to achieve A and B, which invariably are contributory to C. So there has to be an evidence of completion and pre-review timelines before approval and agreement for completion is agreed. So those checklines will also help in the scenario. Chairman, are you back online?
I'm online. I was always online. I'm here.
Okay, so we can take the questions from here.
Okay, so we have the comments. Like I said, it looks more like the comments. Sister Ronke is adding that all over the world, the surest way of securing an interview to be referral. That's very true, especially for non-entry jobs. She also mentioned learning to arrange your thoughts and delivering them as though you are telling a story in addition to a good command of English is a must-have. It can determine whether you are the guy that gets the present job to the bosses, thereby making you visible. It might even get you recruited by capturing the acts of the interviewers.
Sure.
Then, Brother Henry.
Chairman, no, I think it gets you to present to the bosses. So that means
you to present to the bosses.
Exactly. Telling stories, then you be the one they will to present. Then it gives you more visibility. Yeah.
Exactly. Then Brother Henry is also suggesting in the case scenario of B2B, that's business to business relationships, we understand contracted services were affected by these Black Swan events. Obviously, it's referring to the COVID drama. How can contractors, that is B2B service-based businesses, maintain their relevance? Over to you, Sister Amaka.
Okay, thank you very much for the question. So for B2B, I think it's basically relationship management. I think it's relationship management. So during this period, check on them, how their business, just show some concern and how everything has gone, how it's impacted business, just a sort of empathy, kind of empathetic kind of mail. And then you can also tell them what your company is doing to keep up with the challenge, the guidelines that your company has put in place, that your company, this and this and this are what you've done to make business with other businesses, to facilitate businesses with other businesses. So basically, it's relationship management, tell them the new improved system of working. Maybe you're installing a particular project, doing the construction, you need improved way that is safer, that is economical and is budget friendly. And if they're open, if the physical space is open now, you can visit them, not to pitch any service or pitch anything to them, but mainly seeing their faces, especially the decision makers, seeing their faces, just talking about the whole thing, how it's affecting, and reiterating the measures your company has put into place to make sure that business with their company is smooth, to make sure that there is no hitches, to make sure that they get more value that they used to get, and to make sure that is very in line with their budget. You can introduce instrumental payment. Basically, just sit down and re-strategize your business relationship, the offer you're giving them, the value you propose to them. Know if there's any add-on, anything you can add to the value you have earlier proposed. Is it by instrumental payment? Is it by additional service to what you used to do? Is it by using more quality materials? But bottom line is keeping in touch, staying in their faces, empathizing with them, I think will go a long way.
Thank you very much. I think there's an additional comment from Sister Chika saying, for B2B, additional relevant values is a swing for contractual services. Consider prevalent values that you can bring to the table to suit their new model of priorities. Thank you. So I'll briefly go to take the question from Governor Daniel. You can unmute, sir. So just briefly, 30 seconds. Governor Daniel, you can unmute now.
Okay, thank you very much. The question has actually been answered. It has to do with I'm an employer, and during the lockdown, we had some of our employees work from home because we do not have an application that monitors their work activities and work activities from home. So it was difficult to measure productivity and performance. So I think she has responded to that question, though not totally, not completely. If she can shed more light on that. Is there an application that required or recommended for remote work so that it can measure their performance? So you don't necessarily need to have them send you their report via mail, because that was what happened. They have to send mail, and sometimes because of network issues, I don't get to receive the mail either on time. So the processing time was a bit delayed. So is there an application or a method that it can actually do online real time, monitoring and measure productivity? That's my question.
Okay, thank you very much. So I know of a software that tracks productivity for software developers. So that what it does, the software measures the number of time you code, number of hours you code in a day. So the company is assess their developers based on number of coding hours and the quality of the product that they developed. So this is peculiar to the tech guys, the software developers. But for other category of workers, I'm not sure. But in this day and time, I'm sure there must be something. Just for us to research and find out. But I know of that of the coders, yes. So I think we might research and find out if there is any such software for other categories of workers. Or can you do screen time? But screen time doesn't really mean that you are working. You can be on your laptop seeing a movie. You can be on your laptop and be on Facebook or Instagram, right? So it doesn't tell you if you are really working. But this, for coder, it tells them that are really coding or not. But coder, we have to just find out.
I have a comment from Brother Henry saying that there are tons of software for tracking remote work activities. So he mentioned staff clock staff clocks in. Okay, no, the clocks in when work starts, and it goes. So I think what I'll probably do is I'll probably reach out to Bro Henry, get that feedback and send it to Governor Udo. Thank you, Governor Daniel, sorry. Thank you very much.
Brother Shegun, are you taking more questions, or I think we should be closing now? Hello, Brother Shegun.
Hello?
Brother Shegun, are we taking more questions? I think we should be closing.
Yes, before we get sanctioned, let me take Pastor Lade. Pastor Lade, you can, sorry, you can unmute now.
Okay, thank you so much, sir. I just wanted to contribute to the last question that there are collaborator tools that that business and organizations take advantage of. We have Slack, we have Microsoft Teams, and they have free and paid services. So it depends on how large your organization is. A lot of organizations do use. I've worked with it. I've used it for different works and different development work, and it's easy to use. So instead of you sending mails, people don't really send mails again. Mails is almost like old school. So you could have your whole team, your whole employee on the same Slack platform or Microsoft Team, and you're working online, you're working real time wherever they are. It's like because you're always there together. You can send a chat, you can send a file, you can send an image, you could add comments. You have private and group workspaces. So you can even organize your team into maybe your units into workspaces where everybody's talking, working, contributing. To have private chats with them, send files. So it's like as if you're together in the same workspace, and you really don't miss the office environment because you're online 24/7. And it's such a way that you can also monitor your employee because everybody's online, everybody's using the platform to work and is online. So there's no opportunity to say you're not online because, for example, you asked a question, he ought to respond immediately because he's supposed to be at work working online. So as I said, there are a lot of collaborative tools you could use that can make your work easier and better organized. I just wanted to add to the last question.
Okay, thank you very much. I want to can you permit me to add something? Yes, sir, I totally agree with you, the use of Teams and Slack. But now, for measuring productivity, I'm not sure. The reason why I said I'm not sure is that I can be on Teams for as long as you want. Like my tick can be ticked green, showing that I'm online. It can be like that for as long as I want to, and I'm not actually working. I can actually open my Teams and it ticks green. You as my boss will come and say, oh, she's online, she's online. And I'm actually watching a movie. Or I'm actually on some other curricular activities that is not work related. So but when you say productivity tools, I think in my own view, I think it's something that actually measures working, let's say work outputs. Yes, sometimes something measured work outputs, because fine, Teams and Slack are very fantastic collaborative tools, but for measuring productivity, I take a different view on that, because I can actually be online. You can see me chatting with you and online. But I might not be working. But we can actually research to see if there are actually tools that can track, just like the way transcoders that are actually coding or not, if there are tools like that. I think.
Okay, thank you very much. Now, if there is any other questions, we need to round up now. If there's any other questions that is not answered, you can send it to us. You can send it to Bro Favor. You can send it to myself. You can send it to Sister Chika, or your care group leader will get those questions and get them to Sister Amaka to be able to respond to those questions. Chairman, over to you, sir.
Thank you so much, Amaka. We really appreciate you. Thank you so much. We'll take the governor's comments just before we close. Okay. Over to you, Governor, sir.
Okay, thank you, Chairman. Thank you, Sister Amaka, for very incisive delivery.
Thank you very much, sir.
The series is getting better by the day. I would just say this in conclusion. I couldn't take my opening this thing. I don't know what happened, but in conclusion, I would just say this. Planning for the future, especially in an uncertain times, is tricky. but we are not disadvantaged. We have the Holy Spirit who created the universe and knows the future of everything. He is our guide. So I encourage all of us to yield ourselves to his leading and guidance. Sister Amaka has taken us in details of what is required to remain relevant. Let the Holy Spirit be your guide in taking the right steps. The time to act is now. You know, there is a saying that the best time to learn a new skill was 20 years ago. The next best time is now. So let's apply the knowledge we have received. It's yours. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Governor, sir. God bless you, sir. I'll have Pastor Whitney take the closing prayer, sir. Over to you, Pastor Whitney. Pastor Whitney, are you there?
Praise the Lord. I wasn't unmuted. That's why. Thank you so much. Thank you, Governor sir, for the opportunity. Thank you, esteemed Sister Amaka, for the opportunity. Okay, let's spend some time to pray, speak in other tongues, and thank the Lord for a beautiful time spent together. A time of fellowship, innovation, and education. Hallelujah. In Jesus' name. In Jesus' name. Heavenly Father, we thank you. We give you glory. We thank you for another day of learning. We thank you for another time of fellowship together as brethren. We thank you for our minds that have been opened to even more information today. And we know that, yes, we are productive and efficient. Easier and better by the power of the Holy Ghost. In the name of the Lord Jesus, we thank you, Father, because yes, daily we learn, and as we learn, we put what we learn to work in the name of the Lord Jesus. In our organizations, we are the best. In the name of the Lord Jesus, we have ideas by the Holy Ghost to take our work to the next level. In the name of the Lord Jesus, we thank you, Father. Yes. For greatness by the power of the Holy Ghost. We thank you. I pray for every member of the Benchmark Haven. We thank you for everyone in their businesses, on their jobs, all that we lay our hands to do. We know that, yes, in this season, if we are saying, yes, there is much more money, much more opportunities for us in the name of Jesus. There is promotion for all of our brethren in the name of the Lord Jesus. Our business deals are working in the name of Jesus. Our products are being sold everywhere in the name of the Lord Jesus. We thank you, Father. Yes, at the end of the month, at the end of the year, we'll come back with testimonies as a result of our meetings in the name of the Lord Jesus. We declare, thank you, Father. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Amen. Let's share the grace. Let's share the grace. Grace of our Lord.
Our Lord Jesus Christ, the love of God, and the sweet fellowship of the Holy Spirit is with us now and forever.
In Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Amen.
Amen.
Amen.
Thank you, sir.
Dear brethren,
The word.
Meet you by 5 p.m.
Hallelujah.
Have a lovely day.
Thank you, sir.